What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the ZayMoolaSportsPodcast. I'm your host, Isaiah, and we witnessed history last night in the NBA as Miami Heat superstar Bam Adebayo scored 83 points, which is now the second most points scored in the game in NBA history, surpassing Kobe's record of 81 points. And wow, y'all, this was nothing short of a spectacular performance. This is one of the greatest performances in sports history. And there have been so many players that have come close to breaking Kobe's record. You know, Damian Lillard, Luka Doncic, and Devin Booker, all those guys scored 70-plus points. But none of them were able to get past that threshold of 81 points. And here's what's crazy, y'all. Those guys are viewed as being elite scorers. Bam Adebayo isn't even considered an elite scorer. But last night, he proved to everyone that he is one of the best scorers in the NBA. As again, y'all, he scored 83 points, which is now the second most points scored in the game in the NBA history. And it took 20 years, y'all, for someone to finally break Kobe's record. But Mr. Bam Adebayo did. So congratulations to Bam and his entire family, because this is something that they will be able to cherish for the rest of their lives. But y'all, I have to admit, I'm a little upset today. And the reason I'm upset is because so many people are trying to discredit Bam's performance. And here's the thing. 83 points is the 83 points, point blank, period. I don't care how you got 83 points. If you scored 83 points, y'all, in any game, I don't even care if it was an elementary school game, right? If it was a rec league game, I'm going to give you your credit, because that is incredibly difficult to do. Again, y'all, this was a 20-year record that Kobe Bryant had. And there have been a lot of players that came close to breaking it, guys that we think are elite scorers, y'all, and they weren't even able to do that. So what does that tell you? Scoring 80-plus points in the game, y'all, is incredibly difficult to do. And I've seen people out there say, well, he shot 43 free throws. Y'all, what's wrong with that? He took advantage of his opportunities. Yes, he shot 43 free throws, but he made 36 of them. It's not like he just kept going to the free throw line, but he was missing. He just did a great job of generating fouls, going to the free throw line, and making his free throws. That's a part of the game. So I don't know why people are trying to hold that against him. Because, y'all, we know when Will scored 100, right, it's been alleged that he shot like 65 free throws. Right, so we cannot change the narrative because, you know, we don't necessarily maybe like one guy, we like a other guy, you know, more. Y'all, we have to be consistent, we have to be fair. Yes, Bam shot 43 free throws, but he made 36 of them, which means when he was getting to the free throw line, he made most of his free throws. So we have to give him credit for that. And then another thing I'm seeing a lot of people out here saying, y'all, is that, well, he was going up against the Washington Wizards, and they're arguably the worst team in the NBA. That's not his fault. What does that have to do with Bam, y'all? So because you go up against a bad team, that means you cannot have an historic performance? Because I've seen plenty of players in NFL and NBA history, y'all, go up against bad teams. I've seen Tom Brady go up against bad defenses and throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. No one said a word. Right, and I've seen so many players in NBA history, you know, score 40 or 50 points, have these, you know, historic triple-doubles. I remember when James Harden had a 60-point triple-double against the Philadelphia 76ers, and this is still when the Sixers were really bad, and no one said a word. So again, y'all, we have to be fair, we have to be consistent. That is not Bam's fault because the Washington Wizards are absolutely horrible. You can still have a legendary performance even against a bad team. And if you do have a legendary performance against a bad team, we still have to give you your credit, y'all, because at the end of the day, it's not easy to do things like this. Whether you're going up against an elite team or an absolutely horrible team, it's not easy to score 83 points. Okay, I want you to see if Draymond Green could do this if he went up against the Washington Wizards. I guarantee you he wouldn't be able to do it, y'all. So it's levels to this. Let's give the man his credit. And then the third and final excuse, y'all, that I've seen people give as to why Bam's performance is diluted is that at the end of the game, his teammates were force-feeding him the ball. Y'all, that is not the first time that's happened. Let's be honest. We have seen that when players are close to making history, their teammates will force feed them the ball, or you might even have their coach draw up a play for them. I can remember, and I'm sure a lot of you can remember, especially if you are a football fanatic like myself, just last year The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, y'all, were going up against the Carolina Panthers, and they had the game won. But they wanted Mike Evans to get 1,000 yards so he could break Jerry Rice's record of most consecutive 1,000-yard season in your career with 11. And guess what they did, y'all? They put him out there, they threw him the ball, and he got the yardage to surpass Jerry Rice's record. Right? And everyone loved it. So why aren't we keeping the same energy for Bam? I don't have a problem with his teammates force feeding him the ball, y'all, because here's the thing. If you have a chance to make history, go and do that, because you never know when you're going to get this type of opportunity again. Because again, y'all, it's incredibly hard to score this amount of points in a game. So Bam, let's say, the next game he has 40 points. That's not 83 points. So when you have an opportunity to make history, you absolutely should do it. No harm, no foul. And I don't know why everyone is so upset about this, because again, y'all, I've seen several instances of this happening in sports. If a player has an opportunity to make history, his coaches and his teammates want him to do so, because they realize that these opportunities, they don't come around every game. You can have a great performance, y'all. You're never going to have this type of performance again, more than likely, in your career. So when you have an opportunity to make history, you absolutely should do it. And when you look at Bam's performance, y'all, the biggest thing I love about it is that he still made a contribution on both ends of the floor. Obviously, he had 83 points offensively, but he also had 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. So it's not like he was out there just jacking up a bunch of shots, not playing defense, not rebounding the ball. No, he was still his usual self when it came to his rebounding and defending. It's just last night, y'all, he was on another level offensively. Okay, and we need to give him his respect for this performance. Because again, y'all, there have been so many players that have come close to breaking Kobe's record of 81 points. And they weren't able to do it. But when they did it, or I should say when they attempted to do so, we gave them their respect. Because we know that's incredibly difficult to do. We have to keep the same energy for Bam, y'all. We cannot change the narrative for Mr. Bam Adebayo. Give the man his credit. He is a superstar player in the NBA. Even if he didn't have this performance, y'all, I didn't need him to have this performance to validate how I felt about him. I've known for the last 6 years that Bam Adebayo is a superstar player, that he is one of the best two-way players in the NBA. I didn't know he had this in his game, but I'm very proud for him, y'all. Because I think now a lot of people can see Bam Adebayo is like that. What did these young kids say? I'm him. Bam Adebayo is him. And he proved that on last night. 83 points, the second most points scored in the game in NBA history. And it didn't come from a guy that a lot of people would say is an elite scorer. Again, wasn't Luka, wasn't Devin Booker, wasn't KD, wasn't Steph Curry. It was Bam Adebayo. A guy that a lot of people probably underrate, but now everyone needs to give him his respect. Because this is a performance, y'all, we'll probably never see again. If we do see it, it's going to be a long time. So give him his respect as an elite player. Remember, y'all, lab's a good message. So what? Make sure you get your daily dose. Y'all know I'm going to end it, man. I love y'all. God bless. Peace.